Israel suspends talks while Abbas vows Hamas will recognize Israel. Israel marks its annual Holocaust Memorial Day at Yad Vashem Museum. Abbas gives strong historic statement condemning the Holocaust. And thousands gather to see the Vatican's two new saints. Shalom, welcome to the Jerusalem Post News, our top stories for Sunday, April 27th. Israel suspended the troubled US-mediated peace talks ahead of the weekend because of the reconciliation pact made between Fatah and Hamas towards forming a Palestinian unity government in 5 weeks' time. Prime Minister Netanyahu spokesperson Mark Regev said this last Friday.
Now we call upon the Palestinian leadership to reverse this decision, to annul this harmful and negative move, and then we'll be ready to return to the talks.
Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, however, on Saturday sought to reassure by saying that any unity government with Hamas and commanded by him would recognize Israel and renounce terror and violence, and he added he's still ready to extend the peace talks beyond the original April 29th deadline, as long as it's met with long-standing demands to free Palestinian prisoners and a freeze in Israeli settlement building. The two sides now continue to be largely at loggerheads over Israel's settlement building in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, and over Abbas's refusal to accept Netanyahu's demand that the Palestinians must also recognize Israel as a Jewish state. Today is Yom HaShoah, Israel's annual Holocaust Remembrance Day, with memorials taking place across the country. At the National Remembrance Ceremony held today at the Yad Vashem Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem, 6 Holocaust survivors are set to light torches, each representing 1 million victims, totaling the 6 million who perished at the hand of the Nazi regime in World War II. The ceremony is attended by Prime Minister Netanyahu, President Shimon Peres, and other senior state figureheads, including Israel's chief rabbis. Israel's official commemorations continue on Monday morning, among other local events nationwide. A morning siren will bring the nation to a standstill. There will be a wreath-laying ceremony at Yad Vashem and the reading out of victims' names in the Knesset. In a historic statement, Palestinian Authority President Abbas today described the Holocaust as, quote, the most heinous crime to have occurred against humanity in the modern era. Talking to Palestinian news agency Wafa this morning, Abbas went on to say he also views the Holocaust as a reflection of the concept of ethnic discrimination and racism, which he says the Palestinians strongly reject. This was the Palestinian leader's first official statement offering condolences for the Holocaust, according to the New York Times, having been accused of being a Holocaust denier by Israeli officials in the past. Prime Minister Netanyahu, however, responded to Abbas today with this.
אבו מאזן צריך לבחור בין הברית עם החמאס, ארגון טרור שקורא להשמדת ישראל ומכחיש את השואה, לבין שלום אמת עם ישראל.
And now to the Vatican, where Pope Francis this morning proclaimed his predecessors, John the 23rd and John Paul II, both to be saints. The historic double canonization took place in front of hundreds of thousands of pilgrims who gathered to celebrate two of the greatest 20th century leaders of the Roman Catholic Church. Cheers and applause rang out across St. Peter's Square by the Church of the Basilica. That's it. We're back tomorrow with more main headlines. Until then, shalom from the Jerusalem Post studio.